Oh, that was the word I was looking for. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all these brand new, wonderful energies. And it's almost the end of February. 1 week left, not even. Wow, time is like in an interesting space at the moment. So, welcome, and let's just see how we're all doing. Catching up. Hope you're taking it a little slow and breathing through this, because that is what we should be doing, especially with the eclipse energies. It's going to put a deep breath on everything during the year, because it's obviously happened on New Year, Chinese New Year, and the Chinese will take this as a very huge sign. So I did have lit some beautiful incense and called in the presence of Shiva. So before we start, let's just bring in the invitation. It's been a huge, huge, huge week. I mean, I left us off with so many different energies. I don't even know what's happening right now. I'm just trying to do hour by hour at the moment. For me personally, it's been a little hard weekend, and today's been particularly harsh for me. My heart is a little sore. It's very sore today, but that's okay. We're moving on. It's got a lot of blessings that add to it. It makes me realize the preciousness of the body, the being, whether it's a human being or an animal being, it's immaterial. There will only be that one. There will never be another. I understand why people want to clone their pets, but it's not I just doesn't feel comfortable to me with that. But yeah, the uniqueness and the sacredness and the gift of a body to be manifesting a body on this planet, and to share your love and your character and to create your character as you move on in life. Yeah, very very big for me right now at the moment. Yeah, and it's he is so much here, but I know that. So when I don't hear it, it's a little distressing that I can't cuddle him. The actual tangibleness. Yeah. But I am glad that I can play around in these different realms as well. So great. So let us just bring in a beautiful invocation of protection and release as we are entering the 0 point reset, which was, I don't know, when was it? 20th, I think. Just every day something huge is happening. When Saturn and Aries and Neptune entered 0 point Aries. I've got Aries rising, so it's right on the 0 point of Aries. So I also have my sun in the 12th house, so I understand this stuff quite a bit. It's interesting because the Vedic actually are still having those two planets in Pisces. And they actually work with 3, but I'll try not to confuse it too much, because for myself, I'm looking at the Vedic astrology, not too deeply, definitely not too deeply, just to, because there's less corruption. Yeah? It's more of a whole system, and yeah. Definitely not getting too involved. So trying to keep everything steady with not too many dramatics. Trying to keep things in good Saturn way, strong, clean, and grounded. Oh, golly, having one of those hot sweats again. Whew. Yeah, the energies are really pouring in waves. Um, okay, let's bring in an invocation of protection and release. Because there's a lot, there's a huge, and this is very much why we need to just be a little aware of what's going on. For some, it's not for everyone. We're all working on different levels, and as more people are awakening, they're coming in at different levels. So that's why we'll kind of lose our footing a little bit for a little while, and then we go up again because some are moving on to other levels, not higher levels, just different levels, different dimensions. Some to the side, some up, just different dimensions. So there's so many dimensions that we are around at the moment. So I stand at the threshold of a new chapter. What has completed, I release. What has burned, I allow to become ash. What no longer serves the highest good dissolves now. I call in protection, not from fear, but from clarity. May only that which is aligned with truth, integrity, and conscious growth enter my field. May illusion fall away gently. May distortion lose its power. May false authority dissolve, and may my inner authority strengthen. I release old cycles. I release outdated identities. I release attachments to noise, chaos, and overstimulation. I step into the still point, into the 0 point, into the space where reaction ends and presence begins. I align with grounded strength. I align with balanced masculine and feminine within. I align with mature leadership in my own life. May my actions be disciplined. May my heart remain open. May my fire be steady, not destructive. I move forward, protected, clear, and aware. And so it is. We are so particularly blessed that we have, many of us, and whether you did it or not, it doesn't really matter, that we're moving on through Mahashivratri, and that we had that blessing just before the alarm, the eclipses, and before New Year from this perspective. Yeah. So I just wanted to go over some things with the eclipse. I thought everybody was in a hoo-ha and a rah-rah about it, so I didn't go on before, and there was more than enough out there. But just a thing is that this Ring of Fire solar eclipse is not a big deal. It happens every year. It's nothing that's happening. This particular one, and with the planets moving into Aries, the beginning of the zodiac, is something that doesn't happen very often, with every few thousand years, or 36 years, or 3,600. So it's all staggered right now. But it's quite interesting that there are two huge, well, I'm sure the Chinese have their own as well, but there are two very strong astrological charts that are pulsating on the planet at the moment, which, just like for me, just really relates hugely to the eclipse in that it will be staggered. So we have the Western um, eclipse chart, and then we will have the Vedic will then move into Aries as well. And they do step slightly differently. They look at the planets. So the other interesting thing, so that's what's going to be happening all over this year. Obviously, what is happening is there's going to just be this huge, absolute huge outpouring of things that were hidden. Please don't get sidetracked into it. We know a lot of these things, they're just going to prove it. So just rather, for me, it's like whatever is good and true and beautiful and kind, think upon these things, and then you can't go too wrong. So just keep getting your thoughts back to the highest good of all within yourself. Yeah. So also very interesting. So we're going to have so much disclosure. So all the stuff that's being hidden, but at the same time, just be aware of what is. Where are they distracting us? Yeah, because especially with this eclipse, and it's going to have that energy over the whole year. Yeah? And the other extremely interesting thing is that it was only on. I just love these images. Having such fun. It was only you could only really see it. I think parts of South Africa, and parts of Australia, but you could only really see the eclipse over Antarctica. So a lot of this stuff is going to be unearthed and revealed. They've been speaking about this for quite a few years, so I hope that it's just kind of repeating, and it's just being more and more exposed. It's just that the governments are actually giving their stamp of approval on it. All the information has actually been out for those of us that have been aware of it. So that's why I'm just saying as well, please don't get too distracted and sidetracked into what's going on. We need more boots on the ground, and we need really grounded, um, very grounded, focused energies moving through the planet at the moment, just to really anchor the light. The story is the same, as I say, full. This is the constant story, and it just goes back and it gets a little bit more hectic because it's still the same story. That we need to be very aware. I wanted to see, I didn't really like organize these pictures in a row, but they do tell the story of what's been happening in my life. Oops. Yeah. So besides the melting and the greening, the warming of the planet, where there will be, who knows what's happening there in Antarctica, whether we're going to uncover Hyperborea, which was the bit like Lemuria, one of the, if we will uncover like a whole new continent that is green. Obviously, there are alien bases. There's a lot that's been hidden, and a lot that was taken, particularly during the war, from the Germans, were taken up to Antarctica. I know my father traveled there to go, not quite all the way there, but they knew a lot of stuff that not everybody knew what was going on. Obviously, he knew. Working with aliens, alien bases, alien technology. They've it's very much there. It's just like who's going to be big and brave enough to really come forward and say this is it. We've been hoodwinked in the dark for so long, and it really hasn't done our planet very much, very anything good right now. which brings me to a little bit to I'm feeling like really just a little bit sassy. I tried hugely not to go onto any media, virtually almost nothing. I don't want to know what's happening with anything. I'm just being still in myself and doing the best I can to listen, because otherwise it's going to get just way too overwhelming. But as I've said for a long time, we're so not ready, so don't get sidetracked. Back to the waters again, the holy waters. We've been working with them. I have been for quite a few years now, intensely. Back to the keeping the waters holy and the living waters. Yeah, it's our life force. Without water, without water and sleep, we will have a bit of. But yeah, our new bodies don't really need water. But the living waters we need on the planet. Without the living waters, this won't be Earth, and there will be no life on Earth. And I just urge you for yourselves to really connect again, or connect more and more with nature. Meditate in nature. Get your feet on the ground as often as you can. Every day if you can. It's been a little crazy, the weather, so you're forgiven. But the water, we've been, that's why we're such a mess. We've got this piped water which kills the water, yeah, through those metal pipes, through those angles. So if you have access to, as I've always say, just drink the best, use the best possible water that you can. Whichever water you have, just bless it and pray on it, because these are for the healing of the planet. If you have access to a fresh spring, there are a lot in the States. There's so many. There's a whole website I had a little while ago. You can just, like, if you Google where do I find all the spring water in America, and you can just go there with your containers and fill them up. There are not that many here, but we're looking at natural water. So if you can work with natural water, just collect them and keep them moving, because that's really important to keep. Otherwise, the water stagnates and then it dies. So this is what, for me and for some of us, is really very, very important at the moment, is working with the healing waters. And these are natural waters. They are spring waters. I think that fresh snow would, I know there's a lot of pollution out there, but that could also work with it. Best, obviously, are spring waters that come from in the earth. But we have well waters, and we have lakes and rivers and seawater. And if you can't, then work with a bottle of spring water, preferably in glass. And obviously, if you can collect water. A lot of us are doing a very big ceremony over this weekend. I started that where I poured my waters on the earth, and I sing opera to her. So it's just taking this up to another notch, another level. I just decided to do it every time I went out walking, and I'm really doubling up and focusing hugely on working with my lotuses. Yeah, the thing I do with sending pure water. Well, what we're doing right now with the water is healing. There's a lot of negative energy, a lot of negative kickback right now going on, and it's not very nice. It's the archons, and obviously everything's kicking back a little bit if it can. I mean, remember we've come from the future, and it's not a problem. It's just taking time to catch up. So a lot of people, a lot of us are out there. I know I'm working with some of us in our group here, out out there. We're doing again a lot of rescuing and working with the healing waters, with those living waters. No, absolute living waters. So we've had a lot of rain right now. So I'm off to the lake tomorrow. I shall ride my bicycle, not quite round the lake, but go to special little spots that was very special to us and just collect living waters so that I can pour them back onto the earth and regenerate her and actually get rid of the negative energies. I heard today, just picked it up, that a lot of people were also feeling the need to protect. Just, please don't forget to clean your crystals and just put yourself constantly in this nice gold bubble. Bathing obviously is really wonderful. You don't have to do showering, and just getting rid of the stale energies, and the energies are they're just detoxing all over the time, all over. So if you can actually even just wash your hands when we wash our hands not necessarily because they're dirty, we just wash them because we wash them. So just try to be a little conscious of washing your hands as a cleansing process. If you have some of your spring water, you can wash them with it, then just put a little bit of spring water. The Indians, before they do anything, on their food, on everything, they sprinkle water, living waters on everything. Sprinkle water on the head, sprinkle a little bit of water on their food. And those waters are usually collected from wells, and then they put in brass pots. I think it is copper pot brass, because that energizes the water. And hopefully they don't. No, they need to just remember what they're doing. They've been doing quite well. We're looking at some more pictures now. Okay, so we're working hugely with the waters again, and really invoking the holy waters, the codes of the water, back to the sea, back to the shells. The energies are particularly beautiful. Remember, there's water everywhere, in the air, you breathe everywhere. So I will hopefully go live again before, and just I say you're welcome to join in on your own. But this is really hugely for removing negative. A lot of people are really trapped in their negativity. It's like really difficult for humanity to jump out of all of this stuff right now. I shall look forward. It's a little cold to do that, but bath and meditate in your bath. Say it's obviously nicer if you can do it in fresh spring water. But if you can't, at least you can do it in your bath or meditate or say in your bath. Things we've been, reminders, reminders. And into the forests, into the nature spirits, bring those nature spirits back. Remember to meditate. If you can, meditating out in nature, taking a walk, doing a walking meditation, being aware, not with your phone, guys. Keep your phone far away from you and really look up. Stop and look up. Now, very few people actually really look where they're walking. There's just so much beauty to be had out there. This is my moving the waters, really meditating hugely with Shiva. Found him, don't want him to leave ever. So, just really enjoying that energy you find. And I'm very blessed to have you very close to me right now. And it's been that, and we're just working with that very much this year, especially now the male and female integrating those energies, um, losing the body and just keeping the spine and the medulla oblongata as energized as our conduit to the holy energies that are streaming on this planet. I do this beautiful meditation like this twice a day, sometimes more, but I do a morning one and an evening one. Where that's my meditation, one of them. Yeah. We'll go into it another time, actually. Who is Shiva? Oh, I wanted to bring something in about the waters, which is very, very distressing. One of my big sayings is my people perish for lack of knowledge. Fortunately, there's not very many people here right now, but that's okay. They are wanting, and it's about to go through, so we really need to, as I said, people perish for lack of knowledge. They are putting AI technology in the sea, and they are putting like the 5G or something like that, equal something like that, into the sea. So obviously we need cables, which is just wonderful. And they've always, for many centuries, they've actually had cables under the ocean. But there's a woman who's actually really pushing for them to lay fiber optics, because the sound of the ocean will be absolutely horrendous. Maybe I'll post it on thingy. Let me just see if I can get us to actually hear this. So, yes, we are absolutely. That's really, and it's very quiet for a lot of us. It's just water, water, water. Apparently, the Water Olympics, in the finishing of the Olympic ceremony was also very much about the earth and the water. But I want to just find this here quickly. It'll be, because it's you can't listen to it very long. So, oh dear, of course I'm not. It's very, very distressing and disturbing about the water and what it's going to sound like under the ocean. And if I can't find it now, then I will. This was also just a reminder that 3-hour Atlas, when it was going near the sun, was actually ejecting water. If you remember that, these were also the holy, holy waters, new waters that we need, living waters that will regenerate our planet and just talk to the water. Bless it, bless it, bless it. Not sure if that's. Nope. No, I have to go through this a little. I thought I had it easily here, but I don't. Anyway, yeah, we're all choosing wisely, but I will need to put this because it's going down in Berlin and it's almost past, and we need people to actually stand and protest because there are options. Angela, hello, my love. Oh, I'm very distressed right now. I can't find this. This clip is not that far back. I think I was in just so much shock when I listened to. They're wanting to put GI, the G says 5G under the water, or 6G or whatever G, some kind of thing, instead of using optic cables, and it's going to make the most horrendous constantly. It will. I don't even want to voice my ideas as to what it would do to the oceans, to the life forces in there. Because people have worked so hard with vibration and sound to get the coral reefs back again. Okay, I will find this and I will put this on, I'll post it on Discord. Yeah, so just try and keep your levels joyous. Cool. So as I said, my life's been like really kind of taking it very quiet. A lot of like my own personal overwhelm right now, my grief, but it's okay. And having to actually create a new life for myself again. Just I thought I had something vaguely together again. And yeah, I think it was because it's 2 weeks since my dog passed, and today's been particularly heavy because he's really here. And then our walk came, and I just burst into tears because he wasn't barking. So it's been a very harsh day for me today, but it's okay. Tomorrow will be different. So I think I did mention it. Ever since I've had this crow that looks after me. It was not the same crow. But it's whenever I didn't see it for a day or two, and I try not to take too much thought into that. Like the day that he passed, and then we went into the store, came out, there was a crow, and then we went to the lake, and there was a crow in the tree, and then we went to McDonald's, and then there was a crow outside. And I thought, okay, this is like, because you don't see crows that close up that often. So this is like, beginning to see crows. So I obviously started taking photos of them. I was at my son, there was a crow way up top in the tree every morning, then watching me through the balcony. When I got home, there was the crow peeping at me through my kitchen window. So obviously crows are, they're interesting. I like crows. And I've dipped down into the deeper meaning. But today was particularly totally weird. And thank goodness I do have photographs. This is just how Mother Nature is, really just supporting us. And it's the best way that she talks to us through all the time. Like I've had so many like amazing little birds dancing for me, or the weirdest dogs are out at the moment when I go for a walk. So this was today. I was was quite early. It was about 8 o'clock in the morning, so I was still in bed. And there was this most intense cawing. Quack, quack. I thought, my goodness, there's a huge flock of something going over. And it went on for ages and ages and ages. And then I got up, obviously. And I was in the bathroom, so I didn't get a good picture from the kitchen. I would have got a better picture. I should have taken a video. And they're still like squalling. These crows are squawking. There was the whole tree, the whole flipping tree outside my kitchen window was full of crows. There must have been about 20, at least 20 crows, all watching me, all taking care of me. It was absolutely amazing. I feel very, very honored and very blessed. So obviously I went to go and have a look at another tangent on crows, what do crows mean? And particularly for me, how do they relate to Shiva? Because I'm very connected with Shiva right now. And then there is this crazy little story, which makes kind of sense to me. This is me and my little dog. My little dog is like a little dragon, but he's a little dog. He's a little golden dog. So he's always with me. He's like at the moment, he sits on my lap when I meditate. I find him incredibly close, and I don't want much more in my life right now. And just to work with the waters and keep things pretty simple, because in its simplicity, there's way more than enough. I don't want to get involved with any of the stories that are out there. Yes, I am aware that Prince Andrew has been arrested and all that. We'll talk about that another day. I don't feel like talking about that because that's really hugely what's messed up humanity, which won't be taken too much further down into the new age, into the new earth. I don't like new age sound of that at all. But we'll talk about that, the sexuality versus sensuality. It really kind of put us into a bit of a problem. I wanted to just... So it's really just my... Keep your feet firmly on the ground. Focus with what you're doing. That's what Saturn is asking us. Okay. So the crow is also... yes, beautiful crow. So I've been having such a good time with the crows. And my little dragon dog, my beautiful golden dragon, he does have wings, and Shiva, and I do feel in the deepest of grief, I feel very, very protected, but I don't really want to be with people like that. I think everybody can understand that. I jump into truth wave if I'm awake and if I'm here. I do feel the pull to go there. It's a really very, very, very special space. And it's like I do giggle when I wake up, and then I kind of do my quiet eye, that's my connection, and then I think, oh, what's the time? And then I say, oh, it's like truth wave. So we'll jump into that. And that's like at 4 o'clock in the morning for me. So because I'm on a different time zone. A lot of golden energy. I think a lot of people are having foundations, and we're connecting with whoever we're connecting with. We've got our team with us, and it's just getting stronger and stronger, and bring them in all the time. Remember, the more you talk to them, the more you acknowledge them during the day. So this beautiful crow story, crow's got a funny name. His name is Kaka Bushundi. Kaka is a crow. Mm. So he has a really interesting story. Um, but these stories can really go totally like. So I'll try and um, keep it reasonably simple. Um, but he was this devotee, interestingly enough, of Shiva, and he disobeyed his guru. So Shiva got a little upset with him, and he said to him, "Okay, you're going to be a snake for 1,000 lifetimes. You shall creep upon the earth." We've all heard this curse before. And then Shiva said, no, and then his guru like intervened and said, no, 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 do something nice. He said, okay, then you can be a crow. He said, and what you're going to do is you're going to keep coming back as a crow, and you will actually become an immortal, and you have to stay on the planet until the end of the Kali Yuga, because you have to like see and usher people through this era. And he also then he became a devotee of Rama, and he apparently wrote the story of Rama. So one of those wonderful, interesting Indian Hindu legend stories. Yeah. But what he was actually got upset about why he was kind of disobedient to his guru, which I found was quite interesting, was that he meditated so much that he actually said, I don't need anything. There's nothing out there that I need. It's just the absolute. It's just an energy. It's not a deity. It's not a form. It is formless. So he's actually been asked to kind of stay upon the planet. So I'm really just tuning into this beautiful, and then of course it's Saturn as well. So we've had this rise now of Saturn, which has moved into Aries a little while ago. It's there for 2.5 years, I think, something like that. Neptune's there for a lot longer in Aries. And remember, that's like fire and water, but Neptune brings a lot of discipline and maturity. Now it asks us just to be level-headed and adopt an attitude of maturity, grow up quickly, and focus. Yeah, because the universe needs people that are focused. Hey, everybody. Hey, Debs. I've had more than enough. Look at a black squirrel. Ah, now I've been like crows. I had a tree of crows. I've got crow every day, especially since my little dog moved, like jumped the rainbow bridge, or he's back where he is right now. But I had a tree full of crows this morning. I didn't get a very good photo of it, but I did get a photo. I do keep sorry, and I'm so tired and so feel very wiped out today. But yeah, so the crow is also, what's his name? I can't remember now. Is also Saturn in Vedic astrology, and he rides a crow. So the crow is Saturn's my father for me, very much. It is for everybody as well. But my father was a very, very focused Capricorn. So So I'm really feeling these energies very strongly around me at the moment. So that crow to that tree of crows today was just, and the squalling. Oh golly, were they squalling? I mean, it was like a huge flock. I didn't see them because the blinds were closed. And then I thought, well, okay, I'll have a look out this window first, then I'll see maybe they're out in the front. But yeah, it was a big message for me. A huge, huge, huge message. Yeah. So along with like it's like the eclipse that we've had. The weather everywhere is doing this yo-yo stuff, you know. So we're now about to get some very warm weather, and then we're going to get some cold weather again. So what else did you know? I'm nearly done. I'm very tired, so I am going to snooze. That's my beautiful crow. Maybe I will start to feed one particularly. I think I shall feed a crow. I shall start putting food out for them. I can feed them at the back. I can do that. What do crows eat? Ha, ha, ha. That's my crow. And it's just been so obvious. It's just over and over and over. You actually can't not take note of the crow. And they also cross portals. And that's my crow. So yeah, there's a lot of messages from between the veils on the other side. So if you are protecting, if you can do any sealing and healing, we don't need any new grids. We just need to look after and clean the fucking snake, the nasty things that are black. There's like this whole mesh trying to enmesh people around the planet and stop them from moving through. So I think many of us have felt that at the moment, that the energies are really, yeah. Yeah. I was thinking just like maybe just get some mixed nuts and raisins. I'll Google it. I'll ask the crows what they want. Yeah. I want to just cry. I've actually spent a lot of time crying today, so which has been good. It's kind of just pushed many buttons all over the place for me. So there is this huge amount of purging. So we were talking about earlier about the water. I will try and pop on again so that I can and working with some mantras, whichever ones you feel for you. The Gayatri mantra, I will actually talk about it a little bit. But for me, it's really like we're back to this amazing amount of grace and let the purging go. We're doing more purging. And that was something that just came up for me. So we've all made mistakes, you know, each and every one. Before we were awake, when we were awake, we've all done like a whole lot of stupid stuff. And there is a time right now, and by doing some of these stupid things, we actually let stupid, like really, like nasty things inside. We give them a doorway into it. So this is a time to actually let a lot of that stuff purge and go, and we might, you know, it's like forgive them because they know not what they do. Okay. And it's also like fools rushing the angels fear to tread. Oh, Debs, did we cry together? Oh, thanks, love. You know, I've been crying all day, lots of water. It's been, and it's great because then I'm like getting to the other stuff that should be cried about. So let it just all go. Because we really are, and we need to let go of this stuff because, you know, being mature, the pain will never really go away, you know. What as I said earlier on, which is just something that I've been like become so, especially with my little boy, my mommy's boy going. And you must know it's really just been me and my dog for like 5 years. I see my son very occasionally. He's so here. And like I can feel his little body on the bed, like the weight, yeah. But he's just not there to touch. And I know he's on the pillow. I can almost like hear him on the pillow next to me where he used his pillow was next to me. But he's just, and I'm very lucky in a way because he wasn't a very cuddly dog, that you know, to cuddle from a distance and then he would like move. We've had enough of this. So he wasn't very demonstrative, as much as he was like so happy to see me jump around, jump to the ceiling when I came home. But that was different, yeah. It's like people, especially people who don't have dogs, the first thing they say to me is like, "Oh, are you going to get another dog?" And I was like, "No, you're going to get another child. Let me just leave me with my dog for now. This was my one and only. It will only be, and this is what's it's really so folding for me is the preciousness of this incarnation. There is, we hear it, but this is really like bringing it so home as to how special to materialize, to actually be in a body it is, yeah. And there will only be that one body. There will never be another one. That's the spirit, yes, we know is eternal and that, but yeah, very much a collective cry for everyone who isn't or can't. Thank you, Debs. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, as I said with our dogs, we don't have negative things. We only have good things to remember them by. They always, sometimes we don't really deserve them. The unconditional, absolute, amazing love. Yeah. And just always there. Anyway, but it's just, I don't want to go because I'll start crying. Okay. But I do, I do. I connect with all that, and I'm doing like weird stuff. So I'm just doing what I need to do, which is why I don't want to really listen to hear anybody. As I say, I pop into Truth Wave because if I could really have my way, I wouldn't go anywhere, not even Truth Wave. But I really just feel this incredible pull. And it's just like, you need to do this. You need to just put that energy. It's just such a very beautiful, special space that we have there where we can really just pour our energy out in a safe space. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of, I don't know, where was I? Yeah. So we've all done like stupid things, like done like stupid wrong magic spells, and we do, or incantations. I haven't done that. No, I don't. I just talk to nature. I mean, I'll bless water and things, but I don't do the spelly things. I did once, and I got a very big fright, so I don't do it anymore. Don't do it. Though everything is magic, yeah. And the line, it's a very, very, very fine line. Between, yeah. But you open yourself up to elementals that we don't know what we're dealing with. Um, the older cultures actually would be all horrified with what us Westerners just do. The fact that we have all these dolls is just crazy enough for them anyway. Those dolls are like weird. You don't have dolls. They've got too much power. But yeah. So it's crawling out there right now. So just getting back, we're doing a lot of like yeah, but about to say spells or rituals, and they're not even. So because I pour water and sing to the earth, the Gayatri mantra, which has been around for 8,000 years, and that'll be my new one. I've done a different one, and then to pour, but now it must be living water. Victor, we were just waxing lyrical about you, my love. How are you, dear? Yeah, we've all been crying, which is good. It's a good cry. I've been like crowed out, lots of crows, like hundreds of crows. Hey, Los Angeles. Yeah, the city of angels. I did like that. Yeah, I liked Los Angeles. But then I didn't really stay in the city. I stayed in a place called Topanga, which is just up from Malibu. Topanga Canyon. It's just like magical. Yeah. So it's, yeah, working hugely. Those are just my giveaways, my takeaways. And watch, be really aware, because this eclipse is going to put this shadow over the whole year. So we have to look very carefully of what we're seeing, what we're not seeing, where we're being distracted. Yeah, Victor, since my dog. I mean, I see them occasionally, very occasionally. Do I notice a crow? But since my dog passed, which is 2 weeks, on Saturday was Saturday, 2 weeks, I'd see a crow everywhere I went. Obviously, not the same crow because I've traveled quite a bit. And I didn't see one, and it's so. I mean, I started to take photographs of them, and then I thought, okay, this is getting really weird. There's these crows everywhere I go, like from McDonald's to the funeral parlor to the um, whatever, the supermarket, to waking up in the morning and having this crow peering at me through my window. So this morning there was this screaming at 8 o'clock in the morning. Screaming, screaming, screaming. It's like, what the heck? There's some birds are coming back. I don't know what those are. Or and I thought, well, I'll look out from my bathroom, and then I'll look. So I didn't get such a brilliant photo, but the tree was full of crows outside my kitchen window. There must have been about 20, if not 30 crows. Yeah, so much, so much, so much. My ear goes deaf, and it's like goes a different, it's a weird thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird. I just like, but it does pull. Oh, yeah, it's very hard, Victor. Today is very, very, very hard. But thank you all for the kindnesses. He was particularly special. A load. I can't. I mean, I've got a picture, but it's not a very good picture because I took it through the window and there was rain on the window. But like full. The tree flipping full. I don't know why I didn't go through to the kitchen and do a video. I don't think always. So, and then I've just like explored some of the stories from the Vedic perspective, from the Hindu perspective of crows. But crow is also, yeah. Oh, that's amazing. There are lots of super energy coming in. And as I said, I really feel it, and I wake up. I don't have my alarm set anymore. And sometimes I'm out in the afternoons now because it's when you have your morning session. But I'll pop in if I'm awake, if I wake up, which I usually do. And it's like it's such a pull. It's like almost my hand just does the phone thing because I'm not listening to nobody right now. I'm really just doing mantras and beautiful music and watching movies. I don't want any. I want to just like give myself a good brainwash. Thank you, Debs. Thank you. Yeah. I think we're all having like really, like the other day I woke up, I was actually doing truth wave in my sleep. There was so much golden energy. I was actually working, I think, with Millie and with Laura, it felt like. But I know that we do some work out there as well. And we need to, those that can do it. And if you can remember that you've done it, don't push it, just do it. not everybody's out there, but we need a lot of like cleaning up. I don't think there's been else words to say these things. Yeah, it is absolutely, and that's why we feeling. I don't know what happened. I just like I got into truth waves, Melissa, whatever. Something was happening, and I just like arrived. So because I'm like out. So yeah, the energy is really, really, really important. We need to really pour more and more energy, and especially on our water, because we are. I don't like that word, under attack. Yeah. It's of course it is. It's large, it's huge, and we've got this week. If you can think of like just one thing that you really want to focus on and change, I do a lot of like into somewhere else. Yeah. It's a huge, huge, huge ending of so much and then some, especially with Saturn. And the more that you can listen to Saturn, and that's also the crow in the Vedic, he's represented by the crow. Yeah, now there's some nice stories in the Vedas about the crow that he will guide us through the Kali Yuga, see what's on the other side. Yeah. I'm just, don't, especially with don't push the stuff. Let it just come to you. It's just really so important. Actually, there's some like really weird stuff going on out there as well. So yeah, just the Mother Nature, she is really talking to us if we will just stop to open our eyes. So meditate, take walks out in nature, breathe, let our bodies dissolve as much as we can. We just want to just be this in our energy system. Yeah? We want the mind to dissolve, we want the body to dissolve, so that we're just working with our energy. Yeah. And just working with the basic chakras and the mouth of God, which is at the back of the God, or the back of the brain. So that's about all I have for right now. Just want to do a nice sealing up. That we are focused and have our feet on the ground, because that's what Saturn is doing. So it's listening to ourselves, and it's about maturity. And so I'm sorry, I am not really tired, and that's okay. Bloop. And yeah, I'm so grateful for the turning. And I will talk a little bit more about Shiva sometime, as how much grace there actually is there through Shiva, who is just that absolute still point. He is the stillness and the meditation, and he is actually nothing. No, he's not a form, but it's easier for people. So as we just like sit as still as possible. You know, in the old like mysteries, the verbal farm cats and things. Oh. I thought if I get another fur angel, it might be a cat, but yeah. I do enjoy the silly animal things, but thanks. I will have a look at the Furball Farm Cat Sanctuary. Yeah. You know, it's always it's those the first. It's like with a person or whatever. It's the first time you go down that road, the first time you go to that field, the first time you go there. Yeah, the husky, I love huskies as well. Yeah. And she was a Shiba Inu, so they're like particularly awesome. They're always smiling. I will I do have to post this beautiful picture of him on, on Truthway just because, and it's like he just wants to talk to you. It's my flipping crows. A tree of bloody crows this morning. Insane. It's like, get the message. I'm not sure what the message is. So I do have to really just do this cheesy mom thing. You put it. Well, people also weird me out, but it's okay. There we go. When I send that picture to my son, he's like, he's just really talking. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do like the dog videos much better than people things. There's a whole thing where they're scaring dogs, but I don't like that. Um, yeah, for me, as I don't really know anybody anymore in Germany. I used to have a completely different life here. Now it was really just me and Yuki. Though straight was like, okay, well now I can ride my bicycle because I can't go for long rides on my bike. So I couldn't do that with Yuki. And it was quite nice the other day when it was raining and I thought, oh, I don't have to go out. I do want to go out, but I don't have to go out. No, it's been a very boy. But it is there all the time. Yeah. So yeah, crow, crow, crow. So it can be interesting if anybody else is having some visitations from crow, being the relationship to Saturn, because Saturn is very strongly aspected at the moment or for the next 2.5 years. So we will get discipline, and obviously we will be unearthing a lot of like things that were hidden because that's Neptune and Saturn's going to. That's that. I mean, it's just such beautiful reflections, which was the eclipse, which, as I said earlier, was just also just so interesting that it was only really visible from Antarctica. So a lot of that stuff um, is going to from Antarctica and the UFO stuff and stuff that happened in the war. But hopefully you know it so you don't get too sidetracked down it and just continue with the focus of being the light and being the channel and being the grounded light and being a light worker and anchoring the light, because that's really what we need to do right now. And just if you're called to do the cleaning, which we're just using sprinkle, I would just sprinkle. I would not get these energies. These are really hectic energies. So I would just sprinkle spring water. If you have spring water, please, 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 if you have spring water, um, just sprinkle it around your home. And if you don't, then just buy a bottle of spring water. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've talked to my dog's here. And I've had Shiva, and I was really blessed. You know what I did? Because it also then it was like so sudden. He was doing so well, and then it turned out to be something else. And I was really lucky enough to take him home for that night, and I played a really very very beautiful piece of music, which was actually walking the bridge into 5D. And I just sang to him and spoke to him and loved him pretty much the whole night. And then just started to call in various beings, and my old animals. This house was quite full of animals and things and beings. And Shiva, because Shiva is he's been around for a long time. He's also, I mean, what is Shiva not? I don't know. But he is the keeper of dogs, particularly dogs. And all the animals, but particularly the dogs. Yeah. So, in his really one of his craziest forms, he's seen with the black dog. Which that yeah, got entangled with it. No, I don't. I know that I'm very much. But yeah, sometimes one gets tired of just hugging teddy bears. But hey, it is what it is. And my wish is to get more and less and less and less of the body and more of the energy and the spirit. How long it's going to take, I don't know. I was just thinking how we're on some people. Yeah, it's just people are just on so many different levels. So many people are eating way too strange and way too much. Not even the abuse that they do in their food, on their bodies, but like so much lobster and the rich, designer food. Yeah, just because it's about everything. It's just be conscious of absolutely as much as you can. No, my dog will talk to you. He's always been with me. He travels with me. My animals have always been with me. I don't talk about it much just because I'm like way too psychic for my own good, and it stresses people, and I don't make money out of it. I don't want to do that. It's not what I do. But they, yeah, so just very lucky. But I have to be, because it does like freak some people out quite a bit. So because I say things that I don't realize what I'm saying. It affects people. So, but the crows, that's like too spooky for me. Even for me, it's too weird. No, it's fine. Yeah, because I keep asking to see more, and it's like in the back of my mind is this story. Do you really want to see? Are you really ready? So, and it's maybe why I got this whole tree full of crows. I must put that picture up on thingy. You can just see. Yeah. So it's a very bad photograph. So the other thing that I did talk about it earlier, and I'm going to try and find it. Yeah. So we'll see what's all coming out with all the alien disclosure. And I mean, I know that Germany had bases up there. I mean, we all know that. And Admiral Byrd is the least of our problems. It's the experimentation that's been going on there with the alien connections. But we know that. We're just waiting. But don't wait too much for the proof. Just keep moving on. Yeah, but this was very disturbing, and I will find it and post it on Discord. I don't know. Please just share it and maybe start a petition. And this really needs to get moving. They are wanting to put. Well, they're going to do it unless people like really stop them. 5G or 6G, whatever, AI technology for communications in the sea. So, but they're not going to do fiber optics, which they could do fiber optics because then it wouldn't be noisy. Before they had copper, now it would be fiber optics. But now they want to do this whole sound thing. So you know how those boxes go tweet, 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 tweet? It is absolutely horrendous. I've got it here. I've got a YouTube thing of what it sounds like and what it's going to sound like. And there's a woman, she doesn't even know that our group knows about her. So I'll put the link to that and maybe just spread it and just get people aware of it. I know in South Africa we would have petitions that would come around. But the thing is, that's my whole thing, is people perish for lack of knowledge because we don't know what's going on in the world. They don't like advertise it. It was like they were going to make Glastonbury like a whole tourist attraction. I don't know what's happened to it now. There was a thing a while back, there were lots of signed a petition that they wanted to build a freeway through Stonehenge. So, yeah. So these kind of things happen. So if, sometimes if you sign petitions and then the right people can get in there and do their talking. So this is all happening in Berlin at the moment. So it's really up the road from us. It's 5 hours away from me. And I just like when you hear this thing, I've just been in like horror over the last couple of days with it. It's like, what insanity are they thinking? Well, they're obviously not thinking of putting this sound in the whole ocean. It will, if you hear it, I don't want to say what it will do. You just hear it. I mean, they worked with regenerating a lot of the coral reef with sound, but nice sound. But this is like wicked. This is really not. And it's like, why don't we stop? Why don't we? Because they don't tell us. They do tell us, but they don't. It's like almost hundreds of thousands of things going around our planet. I mean, yeah, it's great, it's wonderful, but I'm sure that there are other solutions. Okay. And I know that Mr. Musk was trying to tell us very smallly a couple of years ago about AI. And I mean, that's what he's really been focusing on, is the robots. But I don't want to go there right now either. We've got so many people on the planet that don't have jobs. It's like, ay. That was a German, that South Africa would ask Germany for many years, or please take our people from this Holland, that big, we need to give us jobs. And they would say, well, why do we want to take the people? We've got machines. Germany has had machines and robotics for decades. And here, if you look at it, it's quite insane what one man and his machine can do in a day. It's insane. They have crazy little machines that do weird things, and they just need one man. So, yeah. So we love and we leave you, everybody. Be strong, be focused, be full of golden light. Keep your feet firmly on the ground, your head in the stars. And don't reach for the stars, it's rude. Please ask somebody to pass them to you. Okay. So we just ground from the still point of Shiva and the still point of the planets. This is what takes a little while. I walk forward unshaken. I walk forward unshaken, clear, disciplined, and awake. So keep it simple, guys. Lots of simple. Rooted in stillness, I move with disciplined power. So enjoy the crow. I'm going to sleep now. I love that. I love that's beautiful. Sleep when you can and shine. Absolutely. And just remember, this also, we tend to forget. I have to really reminding myself that the most important times, thank you, Victor. Thank you very much for your very strong stuff. It's just that those first couple of minutes in the morning before we do anything is just tune into your higher self and tune out at night, those last moments just before you go to sleep. So, love, love, love us all. Namaste. We're doing well. And yeah, we've got lots of planets. We've got this beautiful arc of 6 planets on Saturday. So as I said, try and focus on one thing that you want in your life this week. It's a very powerful week. Because next week's going to be just as powerful. So do what you can this week. Slow and steady, guys. Yeah. Love, 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 love. And thank you so much for being here. And we will see you in the ethers. Love.